Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am super excited today because we are working a flight to London today. Yeah, London, United Kingdom. So I'm super excited. This is only my second IPD, which stands for International Premium Destination. This is only the second one I've worked in my career as a flight attendant since I've been hired in 2019. My first one I ever worked was when I was based in Philly, and that was in December of 2019. I went to Amsterdam. But this is my first one out of Charlotte, so I'm really excited. I'm also a little bit nervous because I haven't done one of these in 2 years, so it's just a little bit unfamiliar. I mean, basically they're all pretty much the same, but IPD is just a little bit different because there's a little bit more when it comes to the service part of it, especially in main cabin. So yeah, but I am currently sitting in the CVS parking lot. I'm about to go in and just grab some travel size. I really just need face wash, I think, but when I go in there, if I think of anything else, I'll grab it. Because, so usually as a crew member, if you're in uniform, you can go through security and take whatever size liquids you want. Like, there's really not any restrictions with that, like there is for passengers with carry-ons and their liquids. But the TSA in London takes that stuff like super seriously, and they don't let crew members travel with oversized liquids, and they can only have the same amount as passengers. So I'm just gonna go buy a little travel size face wash because all the stuff that I use for my face wash is oversized, and that would be like basically all the liquids I could take. So we're gonna go grab just a small bottle of face wash to use, because we can check a bag and then it wouldn't matter, but I don't really know how all that works. So to just keep things simple, we're just gonna try and abide by the liquid restrictions. But let's go in and grab this face wash, and then I still have to pack up my bags, but we got plenty of time. It's 12 o'clock. I'm not gonna leave for the airport till probably around 4:30. My sign-in's not until 7. So we've got time, but let's go in and get this stuff, and then we'll start getting stuff ready for the trip. Here's my little bag of liquids that I'm gonna be taking. So hopefully this is the right size bag. I think it is. You guys, we went full out today. We did the curls, we got the lips on, we got the contacts in. We did it. We did it for this trip today, guys. It's 4 o'clock. I'm ready. I'm letting Ozzy go potty. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and head to the airport, because better to be way early than to be late. So, and this is a weird time. I've never had to sign into a trip at this time, so I'm not sure how traffic's gonna be. So we'll just go ahead and go so that the odds are in my favor of us getting there on time. Look at this prime parking spot we got. We're like 1 car away from the elevator doors. But I got here an hour and 15 minutes early, so we're gonna go ahead and go inside. I have been obsessed with the Cinnabon coffee lately, and since I'm gonna be flying all through the night, and I did not sleep in today, and I don't do good with naps, we're gonna see if some coffee will give me a little bit of energy. That's the only like bad thing about IPD flights, is that they're like through the whole night. So by the time we land, it's gonna be 4:30 a.m. like here. So I'm probably gonna be wiped out. And then once you get over there, you know, your crew, like people either nap and then go out, or they either go out and then nap later. So people, like, there's 2 different types of people: the ones that just go straight out and the ones that wait and nap and then go out. So we'll see how I feel when we land. But we also get a little bit of a break since this flight is so long. Like, once we've done all the service and stuff, we half of the crew gets a little break, and then it switches. I'm not sure how long for this one. I can't imagine much longer than an hour, but I'll be able to maybe sleep in the little crew bunks for like get a little power nap in, and maybe that'll help me have some energy when we first get there. But I also don't want to get food, because I'm pretty sure we get food, like they feed the flight attendants on these flights because they're so long. So there's no reason or there's no like point for me to spend money on food. I didn't meal prep because I didn't want to have to deal with customs, and I wasn't sure how it is in London with bringing your own food, so we're not even gonna deal with it. But let's get all of our stuff together and go head towards our gate. I'll probably just charge my phone and sit in the terminal until I can get on the plane, but let's do it. The Cinnabon is closed, but I don't feel like walking all the way back to Starbucks, so no coffee today. So we are on the 777. Here's our nice first class galley. And then we've got, I don't know if this, I think this is first. So we got first, and then here's another little galley. And then we've got business. And then we've got main cabin extra. Then main cabin. And then even more main cabin. Such a big plane. So this is our little crew bunk area. There's 4 bunks in here that will take our little rest. We've got a sheet that you could pull to close yourself in, and I am in charge of setting this up, but I need to ask someone how they want it set up because I have no idea. And then my jump seat is at the 3L door. Look how ginormous this door is. And I will brief these 3 people right here whenever they get on board. So for our crew meals, we had either chicken, there was a pasta option or a seafood option, and then fruit, a little dessert, a salad, and a roll. Playing phase 10 to pass the time until it's time for our break. We decided to take second break. Time for nap. I took the top bunk.
Near Bristol, Tennessee. Oh, I've been there. So the first time I came here, my daddy was like, you gotta see the London Eye. I think it's gonna be an eyeball.
We just got into our hotel rooms. We actually got here like, I don't know, 30-40 minutes ago, but our flight got in an hour early. So since we were early, the rooms weren't ready for us. And that van ride was like an hour. So we landed at 8 something, like 8:10, and it's 10:15 right now. So that was a long time to get all situated here. I'm surprised that my hair doesn't look absolutely awful. It actually looks okay. But there is a girl on my crew that I actually just recently did that 4-day trip with, the one that I just posted about. And her and I are gonna go out and explore London in a little bit, but we're gonna take a nap first because I'm like fading. So I think we're gonna nap until like 12 and then meet down in the lobby around 12. I was hoping my room would have a good view of the like water, and then there's some building, I don't know if it's the London Eye is like right across the street, and then there's another building, the London Tower maybe, that's across the street. And I was hoping I would have a view from my room of it, but I don't. I just have like buildings. You guys see them? So yeah, but we're gonna nap. Hopefully get a decent power nap. I was actually kind of able to rest in that crew sleep rest area. I think I slept for like maybe 30-40 minutes, which was surprising, but I got a little bit of rest. So I felt okay when we landed, but by the time we got here, I was like, okay, I'm really tired. So gonna nap and then go explore London. So everything is digital in this room. So you have to hold the button down to close the curtain. Uh-oh, it stopped. Oh, you just press it one time. All done. famous Big Ben. You can see the London Eye behind it. All right, we're about to try and figure out this train system, so wish us luck. First stop is Brixton. Look at our cute little teapot drink. So cute, look. Oh god, this is heavy. So pretty. Alright, it's 8 o'clock local time. We just tried to go. Jeez Louise!
It's a ruckus.
It really is here. We have already dealt with aggressive people. I got pushed already because I was in somebody's way, apparently. We've witnessed 2 fights.
2.
Yeah, and one of them was supposedly a professional actor. So
Look him up on Netflix. Don't know his name.
We don't remember his name, but we tried to go to TK Maxx, not TJ Maxx, because that's not allowed here, and it was closed. We tried to go to another little store because Stephanie needs socks, and the stores are closing because it's late, I guess. Somehow I'm still thriving off of this 2 hours of sleep. I'm not really sure
Thriving, okay?
how that's working, but we're just walking around trying to find our next destination.
It's going to be a bar.
And I'll let you know how we do. So I guess we've reached Chinatown. So cute.
Oh, it's a little casino.
I know. So this is the Piccadilly Circus, which is like kind of like Times Square in New York. Here's the London Eye all lit up. Look at Big Ben all lit up in the water. So this is a COVID wall, and there's little sticky notes of everybody who lost somebody to COVID. And it goes all the way. So sad. All the way down the whole wall. Look at this cute little shrimp boat. You can have dinner and drinks on the water. So cute. You guys, we walked around London for 11 hours today. Like, a couple of those hours we were like sitting in restaurants or having drinks somewhere or something, but like, yeah, that was a long time. When I left the hotel at 12:30 this afternoon, I did not expect to be gone literally all day long. But I had fun, and I feel like I got to see a lot of London. So we went by, our hotel was really close to the London Eye and Big Ben, so we saw those pretty quickly, and then obviously saw them on the way back. And then we went to Brixton, which was a neat little place, and then went to Soho, which is a lot of fun, and was just a really good like vibe for a younger crowd. But I am wiped out. I am so tired. I've barely slept the last couple days, so I'm about to shower, get in the bed. Our van time is at 9:15 tomorrow, so they told us to be downstairs at 9, so I'm gonna set my alarm for 8. They automatically give us a wake-up call here an hour before the van time, so they're gonna call me at 8:15. But yeah, I need to shower. I'm tired. My back hurts because I was not expecting to walk that much today, so I wore not good shoes. But that was a good first trip to London. I'm glad I had a crewmate that wanted to go out and explore with me, because to be honest, when you do international flights, it's very hit or miss, like if your crew wants to hang out with you or not, because most of the people that work IPD are really senior and have done the trip multiple times, so they have their like specific routine that they want to do on their layovers. So you just never know what you're gonna get. So I'm glad that I had a friend on this trip that wanted to go out and explore and have a good time. But it is time for bed. I will see you guys tomorrow for the flight home. And yeah. It's 9 o'clock, it's van time. I'm headed down to catch the van now, even though our flight doesn't leave till 12 something, but we have to get there so early because apparently going through TSA and getting to the airport is a whole big thing. So leaving extra early to make sure we get there and have plenty of time. So this is our building that we went through TSA. We don't actually go through the terminal TSA, but like, look at the barbed wire. It looks like a jail. It's crazy. I got a chai tea from Cafe Nero, but their boarding area is really neat. So they make you scan in, and then every gate has their own individual boarding area. So you don't have to worry about finding seats in the terminal, which is really nice. So I can't remember if I showed you guys how I set this up the first day. So you lay down a blanket for like as a sheet, and then another blanket on top, and then 2 pillows. And I did this for each bed. And then all the extra stuff you just throw in this closet. They give us like way too many blankets. Or into an overhead bin if there's not any more space in the closet. I just got to my car. We are done with the London trip. So that flight coming back, you do a little bit more. So you do the beverage service, lunch service, because we left at lunchtime. I think our other London flight leaves earlier, so they probably do breakfast. And then you do trash, you go back through with another beverage service, and then you start to go on breaks. But whoever takes the second break, which I took the second break, they do an ice cream service in main cabin, and everybody was asking us for coffee before we did the ice cream service. So usually we just do ice cream and water, but since so many people were asking for coffee, we were just like, we'll do coffee and water and ice cream. So that service took a lot longer than I thought it would, just because everybody wanted coffee. And then after that, I went on my break, which we had a little bit longer of a break this flight because the flight was longer. So we had like 2 hours and 15-minute break, whereas going there, we only had like 1 hour 45. And then after my break ended, we did our arrival service. And it's funny because like everybody wants like the same food. And we always run out of one, like once we get to that like back section of main cabin, about halfway through, we just run out of options and we just have to give the one that nobody else wanted. And so today we had these little like, they're almost like little like, it's kind of like a Hot Pocket concept where it's like a bun and then it's stuffed with something. So like one of them was beef and cheese and the other one was like spicy chili bean or something. And nobody wanted the chili bean one. So we ran out of the beef and cheese and all we had left was the chili bean one. And everyone was like, what is this? But then they all ate it. Like I got back all empty things, so it must have been okay. But it was the same thing with the lunch. We had chicken or pasta and everybody wanted the chicken. So we only had pasta left. And I think it freaked people out because we said it had mushrooms on it, but it was literally just like one mushroom. But I think people were like, ew, mushrooms, no, I don't want that. But that pasta was good. I ended up eating that for my lunch. But yeah, so I'm tired, ready to be home, but glad I got to experience London and got back into the groove of working an international flight. It had been so long. Like today was so much smoother just because I knew like what I was doing. The first day I was kind of like, where does this go? What do I do? But yeah, let's head home. I go on call tomorrow at noon. So I get to sleep in tomorrow, which is nice. And I feel like there was something else I wanted to tell you guys about this trip. I was gonna go ahead and close out the video, but I'll wait till I get home in case I think of anything. But yeah, so let's get on the road and I'll think about things I want to reflect on on this trip when I get home. All right, see you in Greenville. I just got home and I remembered what I was thinking, or what I had forgotten at the airport. So London is like the New York of the UK. Like, walking around, it seemed very similar. I showed you guys that thing that looks like Times Square, but just like so much of it is similar. Like, people there just seem to be in a hurry, like walking through the train station and stuff like that. Like, people were just speed walking everywhere. A few people were like really aggressive if you were in their way. So it kind of had like New York vibes, just like a little bit cleaner and not as smelly. But yeah, also I used to watch this show called Made in Chelsea. It used to be on Hulu, and it was like this British reality TV show. Ozzy, come back this way. Ozzy, come here. Good boy. And it was yeah, a British reality TV show that I was like obsessed with, but they took it off of Hulu and I can't find anywhere else to stream it in the US. But anyways, from watching that, I picked up on a lot of like UK lingo. And so if you are from the States and you go over to London, like anytime you meet people and they ask where you're from, because obviously they hear the accent, they're like, oh, are you on holiday? Which just means like, are you on vacation? So we kept getting asked that a lot when we were out, and my crewmate who was out with me didn't know that that's what that meant. And so this group of people were like, oh, are you guys on holiday? And she was like, no, we're on vacation. So they probably were like, what is wrong with these people? So when they walked away, I was like, holiday is vacation. So that's good to know. If you ever go to London and they ask you if you're on holiday, that's what they mean. That's just like their term for vacation. But someone asked me about, since there's like so many new hires on the line now, and I'm sure like some of you guys watch, they're building a new house right here. That's what all that noise is. But if I could give like, I guess, tips or whatever just to help you guys through. So one thing is, like, I used to be terrified of international like transatlantic flights just because they were so unfamiliar, but I found that most people that are working on those trips are like willing to help you if you're new, and like, you know, don't be worried to ask questions, and don't not bid for a trip because you just think you're not gonna know what's going on. Also, just tips for London. The liquid thing. Ozzy, come here. Ozzy. Okay, there were some kids walking down the street and Ozzy was like trying to run away from me to go see him, but we're good now. So tips for London, if you're flying to London as a new hire. They are very strict when it comes to TSA, and I had a lot of people warn me about this, so this is my warning to you guys. They are very, very strict with the liquids, which I mentioned earlier in the video, but they're like so strict. Like, say you forget a chapstick or a bottle of lotion or something in one of your bags and it's not like separate from the others, that just like is crazy for them. Like, it's like, you know, whereas we would be like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize that was in there, and you put it in with the other liquids. No, like that, they can't do it like that over there. They get like so super serious about it. There's a book and they write flight attendants' names in the book and reach out to their manager if they do something wrong, and you can only do like 3 things wrong and then you're banned from like being able to fly to London. So they're super strict about that. And then 2, if you have like oversized liquids as a crew member, you have to check your bag. And So today, like, one of our crew members was checking a bag, but the bus driver didn't know that she was checking a bag, so he didn't tell them she was checking a bag. And then she tried to tell them I'm checking a bag, and they like freaked out and had to do all this extra security checks and stuff. It was a whole mess. So if you're a new hire and you get sent to London, make sure if you have liquids and you want to check your bag that if the bus driver doesn't ask you, tell him before you guys get off to the security thing, or just tell the number one on your crew that, like, hey, I have a bag that I'm checking. So just make sure whatever happens with that, or just get a little, it's a quart size bag, and just forego your normal liquids and just put what you need in there, like toothpaste and whatever. Let's see what else was with London. I don't know if there was really anything else. Really, that was the only major thing that I was like, I'm glad I kind of knew what was going on with TSA, because otherwise that would have been a whole mess. But yeah, first IPD out of Charlotte is done. It went really well. I had an actually really good crew. We all got along really well, and then ended up having someone to go out with me, which was a lot of fun. We'll see. This summer, London's been open up a lot every day. Like, I feel like someone drops it every single day, and then Rome has been open a lot, so I'm hoping to get I'm hoping to get Rome. Munich has been open a lot too, but I would still have to test to go over there, and so it would have to be something where I knew way in advance that I'm going to be able to, like, test in time and stuff. I'm not vaccinated, so that's why I would have to test. If you're vaccinated, then it doesn't matter. But yeah, so I'm hoping to get another IPD. I would love to go to Rome, and it's been open like literally every single day this summer. The first time though, they didn't give it to me because they gave it to someone junior to me, which was dumb, but it was because I was on a later call out time than them, so they try to use everybody on the earlier call out times first and then the later call out times. But yeah, London's been open a lot, so I'm sure I'll be back at some point this summer and we can do more exploring. I feel like I hit a lot of the like big stuff though this time, so that was good. But my arm is starting to hurt. So that's all for this IPD London trip. Any questions or comments or whatever, leave them in the comments below. If you're familiar with London, tell me what you do when you go to London, or some of your favorite things to do there, so that if I'm ever back, I'm prepared. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.